Hey, happy day, ladies and gentlemen. Tim Burgess with Think and Grow Rich again. And as we go into this particular chapter in this particular video, we're going to be in Imagination Part 2. And I'm going to talk about the creative imagination a little bit. And I just want to prepare you, or I don't want to caution you, I just want to prepare you that I'm going to talk about a subject that you really have to open your mind for. So as you enter into this video, just go in with a wide open mind, do yourself a favor, remove all the distractions that you have in your life for the next 20 minutes or so, and really pay attention, open your mind up, and I think you'll gain great benefit from the video we've put together today for you. What a chapter this is. I know we went out there a little ways and with the whole chocolate stream idea, excuse me, and I hope you got the point of that. And the whole point is, we like to make fun of people who are using their imagination, and we really shouldn't, because it's that imagination, that childlike imagination in an adult that brought you all of the luxuries that you're enjoying today. I mean, you have the luxury here, the luxury there. A child doesn't have the ability to do that. The childlike imagination in an adult, that has the ability to pull that off. So we want to make sure we get our imagination out of the closet and use it. And that's what he goes into next. He talks about how the imagination only works when it's been used, when it's been exercised. He says your imaginative faculty may have become weak through inaction. It can be revived and made alert through use. This faculty does not die, though it may become quiescent through lack of use. There is that 1937 writing again, quiescent. Yeah, it's Q-U-I-E-Q-U-I, I'll find it in a second. Maybe quiescent. Q-U-I-E-S-C-E-N-T. I didn't know what that meant. And for a while I'm reading this book for a couple of years and I'm not even looking up words. And then something hit me and clicked and it said, whoa, time out, slow down. When you go through this book, slow down and make sure you understand what Napoleon is trying to convey to you. What message is he trying to give us? And quiescent just means lazy. That's all it means. It became quiescent through lack of use. It became lazy. Well, your muscles. Don't use this muscle. Put this arm in a sling and leave it there for 6 weeks. Well, resting it will just make it absolutely useless like that. And at the same time you're doing that, this arm, exercise. And now we both know what will happen. Well, okay, it's a mental muscle. It's a mental muscle. We want to use it, strengthen it. And Napoleon Hill, through the principles of this book, is teaching all of us how to do exactly that, to use it and to stimulate it and to strengthen it. He's teaching us that. He says, center your attention for the time being on the development of the synthetic imagination. In other words, start to rearrange concepts and ideas. That's all we're doing here. That's all you've seen us do. You've done it in the past, do it again. He says, center your attention on that. He says, because this is the faculty which you will use more often in the process of converting desire into money, or desire into its physical equivalent, whatever that physical equivalent may be. Now, it doesn't matter what it is, but it's the synthetic imagination that you will use more often than not. We'll get to the creative imagination in this. I promise we'll get there, just not yet. He says transformation of the intangible impulse of desire. So we're transforming the intangible impulse. Now I used to read that over and over again for years. Intangible impulse. Okay, what's that mean? Well, intangible just simply means no form. You can't hold it. You know, I can hold this book. This is tangible. It's a tangible product. I can hold this. An intangible, I can't hold that. And that's what he's talking about here. He says, transformation of that intangible impulse of desire into tangible reality. So take your desire, which is just the thought at the time, and transform it into reality. Okay? Calls for the use of a plan or plans. Remember step 4, create a definite plan and begin at once whether you're ready or not. And he says these plans must be formed with the aid of the imagination and mainly with the synthetic faculty. So mainly the synthetic faculty of imagination, the synthetic imagination, that's what we use to develop the plans required for us to accumulate whatever it is that we really want. Because remember, desire is only a thought at first. That's all it is. It's a thought. It's it's an impulse. It's nebulous, ephemeral, abstract, and no value. That's what he says. And if you stop and think, you go, that's accurate. That's all it is a thought in the beginning. We give it life by breathing the breath of life into the idea. And we do that through following the principles of this book and then taking intelligent action. Remember, please note, I said intelligent action. People take action every day. But is it the same old action giving them the same old results that they don't want time after time? And only you can answer that question for yourself. People take action. We want to take intelligent action that leads us in the direction of our goal, that leads us where we want to go in this game we call life. That's what it's all about. He says, read the whole book all the way through and then come back. Start using your imagination now. That's what you want to do. And, this is what I want to talk. I want to separate creative and synthetic for you. And I want to make it really, really simple. And truly, I want to use an analogy that is so simple. It took many, many years for this to click in my own mind, because if we don't have clarity, we have confusion. And I don't know about you, but I don't like feeling confused. So he's talking about creative imagination being the connecting link between the finite mind of man, you and I, and infinite intelligence. Let's call that God. The intelligence that creates an acorn into an oak tree. The intelligence that takes two little tiny bits of matter, they come together and it forms you and I. That's an intelligence that goes way beyond us. Certainly beyond me. And I think at times I open my mouth and it has to be that intelligence speaking, because some things I say go way beyond a kid that quit school in the 8th grade's intelligence. So let's just call it infinite intelligence. So this creative imagination thing is the connecting link. And it's just like, okay, I have no image to work with, which means I'm confused. For example, follow me here. I want you to walk into your kitchen mentally. You have a clear image on the screen of your mind of what your kitchen looks like. Very clear. You have no confusion about that image. There's clarity. Where there's clarity, there's no confusion. Where there's confusion, you're lacking clarity, okay? So you see your kitchen, see where your refrigerator is, where the sink is, the cabinets, visualize. You can see it. Now, I want you to immediately walk into my kitchen. You don't have an image to work with. So there's confusion. So if I were to ask you questions about my kitchen, you would be confused. It would be confusing. You don't have an answer. Well, if we don't have a clear image on this thing called infinite intelligence, we're confused. If we don't have a clear image on this thing called creative imagination, we're confused. So I want to help you remove that confusion if I could. And I want to help you with that with a very, very simple and easy analogy. Now, I had to form this image on the screen of my mind of infinite intelligence or God, or I'm going around confused. Now, for me, and this is just for me, I can't reduce God to a body like this. This is not infinite intelligence. I mean, I know we're only using a very small percentage of our brain, but let's not go there. But not only that, but if infinite intelligence or God, however you want to look at it, is evenly present in all places at all times, how could that be in a body? Okay, so I had to create an image to again come up with something different, and it's just energy. If you see energy all over the place. You see it in the wind. You see energy in, looking down a very hot blacktop road. You see that energy coming up off of it. So I created an image on the screen of my mind. Now, I wanted to create an image on the screen of my mind of this connecting link, because I just wanted to gain an understanding of how I could utilize this. Because remember, what Napoleon's really teaching us to do is to connect with infinite intelligence to receive the answers so we can accumulate whatever we want. I mean, every book I've ever written, everywhere says, go forth and be the best you can be. And one of them says, go forth and prosper. Doesn't say go forth and be broke and downtrodden and miserable and pissed off and aggravated because the news media or this party wanted. It doesn't say that anywhere. So I created the image of this energy, and now I want to connect with this energy, right? What this creative imagination thing. So I want you to picture a big orange bucket, and I want you to picture a hose at the end of that bucket. Now I want to ask you a question, and I want you to stop and think about this. Have you ever received an intuitive idea? You just got a gut feeling, and you knew from the gut feeling, you knew the answer conscious mind-wise. You absolutely knew. Now my bet is every time you have followed the gut feeling, it has turned out perfectly okay. Every time you have ignored the gut feeling, probably did not turn out so good. Well, the gut feeling is what we call intuition. You get an intuitive idea to take an action. I got an intuitive idea to do this, that's why I'm doing it. Now we either take action on that intuitive idea or we think ourselves out of taking action because of fear of criticism, or we come up with an excuse of why we won't do it. Just take action on the intuitive idea. Just take action. So we get the gut feeling. You've gotten the gut feeling. Where'd the gut feeling come from? And why don't we get it all the time to lead us and guide us? And why is that gut feeling only sporadic and spasmodic? I think I have an answer for that one too. So the bucket, this big bucket, is full of energy. Energy. And the bottom of the bucket has a hose. And that hose comes down and connects right here. Well, the hose is creative imagination. The bucket is full of infinite intelligence. And it drops right into our intuition. And here's the issue that most people have in society, is this thing called creative imagination, this hose that connects us, the connecting link. Through worry, doubt, fear, and anxiety, we put knots in this hose, man, and we see how many we can put in. And then we watch the news and put a few more knots in it. Then we talk to a neighbor with something like that, and we get into gossiping about somebody. We talk negatively about things. We get into a negative frequency. We just feel, let's put a few more knots in this hose. And the creative imagination is so knotted up, infinite intelligence couldn't possibly talk to you or communicate with you in the ways that you would like, because you have so much worry, doubt, fear, anxiety, so many knots in the hose, the energy can't possibly get through it. So as I go through the rest of this book, I may refer back to this and just ask you a simple question. How open is your hose? Is it full of worry and doubt? Did we add a couple of knots to it this morning? Or do we have a wide open hose so we can make that communication with infinite intelligence, with God? So you have to open your mind to believe this is even possible. And some of you, I may have just blown you right out of the water, I don't know. Some of you, I may have gone, you may be thinking right now, wow, how simple is that? How simple is it that I can receive the answers to any question that I have? The answer is already here, and I can receive that answer through the creative imagination by ridding myself of worry, doubt, fear, and anxiety. You can do that. You'll continue to study this book just a little bit every day for the rest of your life. Just a little bit every day for the rest of your life. Not hours and hours and hours. If you want to do that, you can. But just a little bit every day for the rest of your life will do things in your life that you can't even imagine right now. But hopefully this little example of unclogging your hose will help you in so many ways. I've used this example with many of our mentees, if you will, our mentoring students and our clients across the world. And it truly has made a profound difference in their lives to utilize this and to visualize this. So please do that. Unclog your hose. That's what I really want you to do. That's the message. Unclog your hose and connect with infinite intelligence. That's what Napoleon Hill's trying to teach us to do. Everybody say thank you to Joe real quick. Joe, thank you so much. We wouldn't be here if it weren't for Joe. And Joe's just a great human being, a wonderful man, a wonderful inspiration in my life, and I thank him every day. for the push and the inspiration to continue to do this, because I love doing this, and I hope you're enjoying it too. Do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share it with your friends. Tell them to come back and watch this video. It might open their eyes to some things. And as always, our desire is for this day to be the very best day you have ever experienced in this game we call life. Yesterday doesn't matter, tomorrow isn't here, but today you can use your imagination, unclog your hose, and connect. You can do that. You can do that. So do that today and allow it to be the best. Tonight when you put your head on a pillow, please do so with a mind full of peace. Calmness of mind is one of the beautiful jewels of wisdom. And may God bless each and every one of you. Have a fabulous day.